Speaking of memory, let's discuss some tricks that help us remember details that seem on the surface quite meaningless. And these are the mnemonic devices. What are one or two of the most effective systems you recommend?
Yeah, so I'll just mention in passing that a lot of the memory books that you see for sale on Amazon, so they're written by people who are memory champions. And they are people who compete in memory competitions and they're really, really good at it. And so they, like, oh, I'll write a book and teach people how to do this. And I point out in my book that this is a memory task. Things that these people are really good at in these memory competitions are things that you hope you never have to become good at, because the people who design these memory competitions are very aware of the fact that things you already know about what you're trying to learn make it easier or more difficult to learn the new content. So I think I give the example in the book. Suppose that we're trying to have a memory competition. I have 10 people who come in and I say, you've got an hour to memorize as much of this F. Scott Fitzgerald novel as you can, This Side of Paradise. Well, obviously someone who's read the book before is at an advantage, right? And so because the people who set up memory competitions are aware of this, they give people memory tasks where no one can possibly know anything about the content to be memorized. So it's something like they'll take a deck of cards, they'll shuffle it, and then you have to memorize the order of the cards. So this is completely meaningless content. And mnemonics are the main way that memory champions succeed in memory tasks like this. So one of the best known techniques is the memory palace, where you take a walk that is already very familiar to you. So it might be like, I go out my front door and the first station is my front porch and there's a pillar that needs to be repaired. And then I walk down my driveway and I look at my pear tree. So what you do is you have these stations in your walk that are going to be cues. And so the first is the broken pillar. And so whatever it is you're trying to memorize becomes associated with the broken pillar. The next thing is going to be the pear tree that looks sickly, and I associate item number 2 with the pear tree. This is a very effective way of committing information into memory that's meaningless because it uses visual mental imagery, and that's helpful for reasons we could go into. It only works for certain types of content. If it's content that's difficult to create visual mental images of, then the memory palace is not going to be very successful.
Well, I like what you said too, because some of the insights from memory champions and these memory books you can use to help your memories. Visual imagery, creating an image when you can, a concrete representation of what you want to store in memory is so much more effective. It sticks better. Emotions, if you can have strong emotional events, have been shown to increase the memory of certain things and associate images with the message. You're tying those to what you already know, to what you need to know. I think there's some fundamental principles that kind of overlap, but you're right. It requires a lot more preparation and a lot more work to get these in place.
Yeah, you have to memorize your walk. I mean, the other thing is not everything that you want to remember is really well susceptible to images. And some things that you try and create an image of, the images are ambiguous. So like if you're trying to remember the concept democracy and someone voting, what do I do? Whatever you come up with is maybe not going to be so clear to you later.